Hey, this is BlindFox and welcome at my Ration review. Please support the channel, please subscribe and please donate on patreon.com. So this is the 24-hour 2800 kcal economy or Econo ration from RationTech, and it's menu number 1, and it was back in 2021 in July. So let's see what we are going to do for dinner. We are going to do the beef with or the rice with beef, 400 grams. Okay, this contains 466 kcals of energy. We are going to do the crunchy oaties. This is some of the gum. I don't think I'm going to try the gum, but it's just the normal little here, the normal little gums. So just normal little stimmeral gums. And then we just add our rooibos tea. So let's see this one if oh no, okay, this one the bag is loose inside. You can see here quite a big bag here, or exterior, and then you just get this little this little bag inside. So really it takes up quite a bit of space. So I'm going to heat this up. This is quite a dense packet, and if you watch the previous one you could see the chicken as well. It's sort of that dense rice packet thing. It's not really saucy, you can't feel that it's saucy. It's really dense, although you can feel some bigger pieces here, but it's so dense you can't really squash it. So I will go and heat this up and mix this and we'll be back. So while we wait for our food to heat up, let's taste our tea. So our tea, just nice rooibos. Rooibos isn't extraordinarily strong tea, so if you like strong tea you will have to let it steep for a long while. This is not really a tea that, oh, I don't find it good just cold. Maybe you might like this cold if you add some other flavorings inside or with it. But it's just a normal or a tea. It's not, there's no caffeine in there as I said previously, and it's not as strong tasting as normal tea, since people say this is not really a tea but just a herb drink. So let's do our cookie. You can see there it is the crunchy or crunchy oatie, sort of a little pattern on it, almost squarish. So let's taste. It's crunchy. I haven't read the ingredients, but it might be another sneaky cookie with a darker flour. It is sweet. You do get that sweet syrupy taste a bit. So there's oat dates, some coconut, and that's a sweetness. It is quite a good crunchy, although it's not as good as a homemade crunchy, but it's a bit denser, I think, almost. It's not as crunchy as the chocolate chip we had, but it's not crunchy. It's more crunchy than the fruity oatie we had. But it's a nice cookie. It's nice and sweet. The taste doesn't linger, but it's just a nice cookie and it goes excellent with the tea. So I will go and see the food. It should be ready by now. And you can see here, as typically with rice or rice type dishes, it's really just in sort of in a sheet. So you literally have to go and actually loosen it up a bit to get to the individuals, to make it look a bit better, because the starchiness and everything just sort of make everything in a rice dish sort of sticking together. So if we are zoomed in, can they see the individual white rice grains? There is some meat pieces in there, and I think some vegetables. The chicken one had some potato, which I didn't mention. So let's see what we can find in this one. Sort of just a rice in that bite. This is a bit more fatty than the chicken one was. Sort of a savory taste. maybe a slight burn from some other spicy, but not really. There is the meat is real, so that could be a bit dry if it's large pieces, but the rice is very soft, so there was sauce here at some stage, and it absorbed all the sauce, making the rice very soft. The structure is provided by the little pieces of meat, and here and there you can still see the individual, or feel the individual structure of the rice. Not a bad thing, but I wouldn't want to eat this cold. I think cold it will sort of be much more difficult to eat. When it's hot, the fat in there sort of melts and keeps the rice and everything soft. Cold, I think it would be really difficult to swallow. So I wouldn't want to eat these two dishes cold, or the dishes in this particular ration cold. Although if you have to, you have to, but if you can, do heat these up. I think they will be much better. I'm not going to wait and see how I didn't try these cold, but I think it will be very gelatinous and starchy and not very nice. But there's no definitive flavor here. It's sort of a savory. I'm not sure if it's tomatoey or creamy even, but it's just, I think, sort of a meat sauce type, but the sauciness. I can't really taste any particular outstanding flavor, although there might be a little bit of a chili type thing there, because there is a slight, very slight burn. You sort of get it by your second or third bite. It's not immediately apparent. It's not a bad dish. You can, of course, I think, I won't add salt there or in here, but you might add the pepper. But I'm not going to do that first now. But the pepper will increase the taste, or will improve the taste quite nicely. So this is our dinner. A nice, it's filling meal, this. The pepper will improve the taste. I won't add the salt. I think then it will be too salty. The crunchy oatie. Although it's crunchy, it's not as crunchy as the chocolate chip. It might be the fault of the oats, or I don't know, maybe the flour they use, or I don't know why, but it's not as crunchy, but it does have a nice sweet taste. It's not too sweet. You get the coconutty oatie taste that comes through as well. The tea is just not normal rooibos, not really any wow about that. So that was the dinner. Now the rest of the ration. The chicken, very much the same structure as the beef. So these are two meals with more or less the same structures. The chicken I think it's a bit, almost more a chicken a la king taste. This is not, I think, a beef stroganoff taste. But the beef is more fatty than the chicken one was. Or it tasted more fatty. I didn't look at the contents. But the taste, since you are actually, I don't know if you're going to read the ration and say, well, I don't want to eat this, it's too fatty or do what. It's just completely on how it tastes. It tastes a bit more fatty than meat. The cool drinks was the isotonic drinks in this ration was nice. I think we had a mango with one of the drinks. I think remember an orange. The sorghum porridge was just normal sorghum, and if you want to use your creamers with the sorghum, add all of your creamers. And I would do that in the beginning when you add your porridge as well. And I think that is mainly all of that we got. The coffee was just normal coffee. Super Seas was nice. The energy bar was just sort of the inner of the energy bar. There's no chocolate around that, which it's good if you are here in SA in the summer, since the chocolate will melt anyway in the most of the country. And I think that is the ration. Quite little, not a big ration this, but interesting stuff in there. It's a good thing that the meals is not the same as all the other rations, so if you are sometime eating some of a combination of the rations, you won't get bored by the meals themselves, although some, like the Super C's, are getting a bit boring, especially if you are going to have these rations for a few days. But the Super C's are good, so it's fine, it can stay there. The gums, you get a lot of gum, chewing gum. It's sort of 10 pieces per day, or in this case 10 pieces per day, which is nice. There isn't a lot of variety in the economy menus at the moment. When I got mine, there was only 2. I don't know if they're going to add some more or not, but it's interesting little menus. So this was the RationTech menu number 1. 24-hour ration, 2,800 kcals economy or economy or econo ration. So thanks for watching. Please support the channel, please subscribe, please go donate on patreon.com, and see you at my next ration review.